Welcome to Board Game Archaeologists, where we play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter,
I'm Rob.
and today we're looking at Watergate.
Watergate from the American Symbolic Corporation, made in 1973, 1 year after Watergate.
The goal of the game is to be the loserest most loser, is to not be the loserest most loser with the most loser points.
And what you have for this card game is you have the accuser cards, and the accuser cards have like the Attorney General, campaign chief, big contributor, hired saboteur, phone tapper, and things like that. Your penalty cards are the penalty points that you'll get for guessing wrong or right, depending upon what you're doing. But the points range from 0 to 200 points, and you pick them up and you keep score on a piece of paper and keep the cards in play.
How you play is you pick out a dealer, and then the person deals out 7 cards to each player. Then the person right of the dealer is the first accuser, and the person who accuses will say, you use one of the accuser cards. For example, like, I accuse you guys of being hired saboteurs. He puts the card down, and then he has to gauge whether or not they're lying. I can say, if I'm the accuser, I can say, I think you're lying. And if I'm right,
You're right.
then you would take the penalty card that round. If I was wrong, I would take the penalty card. However, you can also accuse the accuser. But if you're wrong about that, then you have to take the penalty card and double it.
Right, right. And the game goes to 1,000 points, and that's why you keep score with a piece of paper next to you. And these cards go back into play, but you play your 7 cards, and then you reshuffle and play 7 cards again.
Well, what'd you like about the game?
I think it's very simple. It's truly simple. It's one of those card games where I accuse you, and then you look people in the eye, and you have to tell if they're lying or not. And I'm not very good at it because I'm very trusting, and everybody thought I was lying, which I was constantly when I played this game, because this is one game I could lie all day long.
I believe I heard that it was likened to things like Secret Hitler or Werewolf, which are other like deception-related games. And I personally am a big fan of them. I think that although they say that you can be 2 to 6 losers, more than 2 is ideal. When you're dealing with a room full of liars, I think it gets a lot more interesting fast.
It is, and we've had this a long time. My family had this. It's made for 2 to 7 players or 2 to 6
It
players.
says 2 to 6 on the thing, but
Right.
I think you could potentially make more cards and add to the chaos. I
Right,
think.
like the 2 wild cards, you can call them anything you want, but if you do play it on another card, you have to call it that card.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. But what's your favorite part about the game?
I really liked the humorous way that it was written. A lot of the instructions are really just flavor text saying, like, oh, you should bribe people to win the game. You
Right.
should exclusively play it in like the dark sections of matinees or something like that.
Yeah,
where-
under the table, behind the door, Everything is written very mysteriously.
and it's really interesting when if you wanted to, you could just obey that as like a rule. Really, if you wanted to engage in that it puts an extra depth to it, but the game is fun enough on its own.
It really is fun and very simple, and that's one of my pros is that it's just super simple to play. Made for the whole family, and it's good for 2 to 6 players, but with a good printer, you could keep printing cards and you could play this with a huge group of people. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun, especially for people who like to lie constantly on card games. You get caught a lot, though.
Yeah. I think ideally you would play with like 4 people. I think that would probably be like the best number of people. But like I do like that you could lie the entire game and you could still win. Like the possibilities in it are really impressive to me.
Right, and I ended up lying most of the time we played because I simply didn't have the cards you 2 were calling. So it was like I'm trying not to look. First, I get in trouble for making eye contact. Then I get into trouble for not making eye contact. And then I just kind of lost. But I didn't lose, so I wasn't the world's biggest loser, the losing most loser.
There are no winners
There
in
are no
Watergate.
winners in Watergate.
Well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about us, check us out at toyarchaeology.com. You can check us out on our webpage, on Facebook, on a page in a group. And please don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.